I'm insane. The Arctic's permafrost is melting, and fast. That's bad news because these frozen soils store billions of tons of carbon, just waiting to be unleashed. So is there a way to save the permafrost? One team of researchers thinks it may have found a possible solution. Big animals, herbivores, animals that eat only plants. Back in 1996, researchers started an experiment called Pleistocene Park. They fenced in about 8 square miles of land in northeast Siberia, and then they introduced different types of herbivores: reindeer, horses, moose, bison, sheep, and other large critters. Since then, scientists have studied these animals' effects on the ecosystem. One outcome is that these large herbivores help keep the ground very cold, cooler than it would otherwise be.
The snow in winter is important for soil temperature because it acts as an insulating layer. So the air in winter in the high latitudes is much colder than the soil.
Philip Parada, a vegetation ecologist at the University of Hamburg.
So the idea of this experiment was to introduce large herbivores and to quantify their effects on soil temperature, to see if they can actually protect permafrost soils against thawing. And this works because the animals trampling leads to less insulation of the soil against the cold air temperatures and results in a cooling effect.
Freezing air reaches the soil more easily. Parada and his colleagues realized the significance of this effect, so they pulled data from Pleistocene Park, as well as from Sweden, to model what effect herbivores could have on permafrost if they lived in large numbers in the Arctic. The researchers found that even in a worst-case scenario, some 4 degrees Celsius of global warming,
these herbivores in the model reduce soil temperature substantially by 1.7 degrees on the average, and this leads to a preservation of around 80% of the original today's permafrost area. And without the herbivore effect in the model, so in the control run, we found that only 50% of the permafrost area would remain by the year 2100. So we can say that the effect of the herbivores in the model lead to a substantial preservation of permafrost soil.
The study is in the journal Scientific Reports. It may seem strange to have herds of horses and cold-adapted sheep grazing the Arctic tundra, but then again, we're living in strange times.
他这个有说到关于说carbon那个 CO2 他们怎么样子去就是要怎么样去消耗，然后他们就有说到什么，他们好像要先看什么对于动物对于 carbon dioxide 的东西，然后他们有说到说，如果说能够用冷的方式去冷空气嘛，冷掉空气之类的，然后看看有没有办法让整个世界平均温度降低。
他应该在讲说，就是那个什么永冻层，刚题目我去查一下，对，永冻层，然后那个草食性动物在上面，因为它永冻层融化之后，因为里面有很多什么二氧化碳什么奇怪的东西就会溶出来，然后造成一些影响，所以他做实验是比对，好像上面有动物跟上面没有动物吧，就是好像有动物会比较减少那个